In section 1.3, we're going to be doing a lot of converting of units, which is a skill that you need to get good at. Basically, you need to remember to always multiply by something that equals 1. So in section 1.3 here we have, let's say you spent 30 minutes each day goofing off on the internet, and that's time you've set aside for studying. How much study time in minutes and in hours will you waste over the course of a 16-week semester? All right, so we're definitely going to need our calculators. So we have 30 minutes per day. And now we want to find out how many in 16 weeks. So we're not going to multiply by 16 because we don't have weeks yet in our equation. So if we wanted to multiply by 16 weeks, we need to somehow represent, we want to get rid of days in the denominator and weeks in the numerator. So I want to multiply by 1, where I have days up in the numerator, so these days will cancel each other, and weeks in the denominator, so that these weeks will cancel each other, and I will be left with minutes. So there are actually 7 days in 1 week. So it's still 30 minutes a day for 16 weeks, but I'm multiplying by this special way of representing 1 so that I don't have days or weeks in my final answer, just minutes. So day in the denominator, cancel with day in the numerator. Week in the denominator, cancel with week in the numerator. And now I'm just left with, if you multiply across, 30 times 16 times 7. And my only units left are minutes. So on our calculator, 30 times 16 times 7 in minutes over 16 weeks, 30 minutes a day will waste 3,360 minutes. Now, if we want to know how many hours that is, 3,360 minutes we want to convert to hours. So we want to have a fraction that's hours in the numerator and minutes in the denominator. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. My minutes cancel. So if I multiply across, I have 3,360. Multiply my denominator across, we have 60. So 3,360 divided by 60 that's a waste of 56 hours. Now the next question was, what if we wasted 45 minutes a day? So we're going to do this same calculation, except rather than 30, we're going to have 45. So that's 45 times 16 times 7. That would waste 5,040 minutes. In 16 weeks, if we wasted 45 minutes a day. And then 5,040 divided by 60, that would be 84 hours. It's a lot of time, 84 hours. 56 hours is a lot too. But we wanted to be practicing converting our units. Second question here. Gaining or losing weight comes down to calories burned versus calories consumed. If you burn more calories, you lose weight. If you consume more calories, you gain weight. All right, so George weighed 160 pounds when he started college. And if he gains a quarter of a pound, 0.25 pound every month for 4 years, how much will he weigh? All right, well, first of all, we have to find out how much he gained. 100, a quarter of a pound per month. And we multiply that by 4. He gained 4 years of college. So rather than 4 years, I don't want years. I want to multiply this by the number 1 that has years in the denominator and months in the numerator. Why? Because I want the years to cancel and I want the months to cancel, and I just want to be left with pounds. And there are 12 months in 1 year. Month and numerator and denominator cancel. Year and numerator and denominator cancel, and I get the amount he gains is 0.25 times 4 times 12. Using your calculator, you're going to get a 12-pound gain. So 160 plus 12, that means he's going to weigh 172 pounds at graduation. The next part of the question says, suppose he doesn't change his habits and he continues to this modest weight gain for the next 10 years. How much weight, what will be his weight 10 years after college? All right, so it's basically, rather than 4 years, this would be 10 years. So let me go ahead and draw a line. It might be easier to see here. 0.25 or a quarter a pound per month for 10 years. And we want to multiply by 1, getting rid of the months and the years. There are 12 months in 1 year. Months cancel, years cancel, and his gain in 10 years is 0.25 times 10 times 120. Using your calculator, that's going to be 30 pounds. So that's a 30-pound gain in 10 years. Now, he started at graduation at 172. So 172 plus 30 is 202 pounds at his 10-year reunion. Question 3. A rule of thumb used by nutritionists is that to lose 1 pound of body fat, you need to burn 3,500 calories. So 1 pound equals 3,500 calories. Or 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. It just depends if you want calories in the numerator or denominator or pounds in the numerator and denominator. If you burn 450 calories, then you take in each day, how long will it take to lose 1 pound? All right, so 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound, and we've going to lose or burn 450 calories per day. So 3,500 divided by 450, that's going to be 7.7778. days. We're going to make that to 7.8 days. Almost 8 days. If you eat 450 calories less than you burn. All right, so how long will it take to lose 1 pound? It's going to take 7.8 days to lose 1 pound. How about to lose 10 pounds? Well, if it takes 7.8 days to lose 1 pound, that's to lose 1 pound. What if we want to lose 10 pounds? We're going to multiply by 10. That's going to be 78 days to lose 10 pounds. Okay, so it's going to take over 2 months, consistently burning 450 calories, more than you take in. Question number 4. An average-sized person will burn about 350 calories in an hour of walking at a fairly brisk pace. How many calories would you burn if you walk an hour every day for 6 months? Okay, so if they walk 1 hour per day, they're going to burn 350 calories in 1 hour of walking. So 350 calories every day. Now, rather than 6 months, 365 days in a year. So let's divide that by 2. 365 divided by 2, that's approximately 6 months. I mean, we don't know if we have the 28-day months or if we have the 31-day months, so we're just going to use an estimate. That's going to be 182.5 days. So again, this is an estimate. This is for 1 day. We're going to multiply by 182 days. So our days cancel, and we'll be left with calories. So what is 350 times 182? 350 times 182 is going to be 63,700 calories in 6 months. The question was, how many calories would you burn in 6 months? That's our question. Now, how many pounds of body fat would that correspond to? Well, remember, so we have 63,700 calories, and we know that we're going to multiply by pounds in the numerator and calories in the denominator. This equals 1, but now my calories will cancel, multiply across. 63,700 divided by 3,500, and I'm going to be left with pounds, and that's 18.2 pounds of fat. Walking an hour a day for 6 months and not eating more, you'll lose 18.2 pounds in 6 months. Now let's take a look here. The figure below is made up of some number of smaller squares, so then the squares have this shape. Calculate the number of small squares, so that's the sum, using addition. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 one time, and 5 plus, use the addition method, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'd have to add 5 10 times using the addition method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And so that's going to be 50. Now using multiplication, rather than adding 5 10 times, we can multiply 5 times 10. The notation I'll often use are those the notation I will often use are those parens. 5 times 10, same answer. 50 squares. Why do you think the size of a two-dimensional object is measured in square units, like square inches? Well, here's an inch, and here's an inch. Inch times inch. When you multiply something by itself twice, you raise it to the second power. Square inches, because its size is measured in how many little squares fit into that object. That would be, if we counted them all up, inches times inches, 5 times 10 would be square inches, inches squared. So area are always units raised to the second power. Counting up all of these would be considered finding the area. So now they're adding another dimension here. Let's add an extra dimension, literally. So now this is a three-dimensional object. It goes in this direction, and it goes in this direction, and it goes in this direction, a three-dimensional object. Calculate the number of small cubes first using the addition method. Okay, so let's look at this top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The top row has 12, and then the middle row has 12, and then the bottom row has 12. 12 plus 12 plus 12. That's going to be 36 little cubes. Now, the multiplication, there's 12 in each row, but there are 3 rows. We would do 12 times 3, also going to be 36. If we were to find all of these cubes, which is in essence finding volume. If each of the cubes is an inch long, what units do you think will be used to measure the volume? So this would be, that's 1 inch, that's 1 inch, and that's 1 inch. So that would be inch times inch times inch. Whenever you multiply itself by 3 times, that's like raising to the third. So it would be inches cubed, raised to the third. Volume is measured in units cubed. Whereas area raised to the second is called squared. Area is units squared. Volume is units cubed.